Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. I am. So, Nika here, yet again with your daily neuro nugget. Grab your favorite drink. I have Ivan tea. It is Russian. Mine is quite murky. I have a horrible tea strainer. So, let's give it a whirl. It's not coffee, but we are doing better. And how cute is this cup? By the way, January 6th, 2023, Ivan Chai, anti-cancer, anti-tumor, high in antioxidants, high in polyphenols, high in B6, magnesium. So it's not coffee, but it's pretty darn good. Now, things are about to get serious when I put my hair up. Keep me from distracting myself and distracting you. Let's talk about the stuff that matters. Let's talk about the stuff that no one wants to talk about. Let's talk about things that make everyone uncomfortable. Let's talk about things happening right now. Kohberger wants to move the case to another venue. He has asked Judge if he can do so. What do you think Judge is going to do? What do you think he is going to say? Now, this case is very messy. A lot of people are extremely divided on whether Kohberger is guilty or not guilty, or maybe he played a role but not a full role. People that believe Kohberger is guilty say it doesn't matter where he goes because we know who he is. We know what he did. So, according to them, you can change the venue to the other end of the world and it won't make a difference. What do you think? I think that if it was them in Kohberger's shoes, they would say otherwise. We understand this is a case that has gained massive media attention. So you could go to Russia today, Mexico, China, Canada, Italy. You can bet somebody in the country has heard of this case because, again, for very young people and a very mysterious case, of course, people are going to hear about it. But should Ann Taylor still bother to attempt to move this case elsewhere? It is my opinion that yes, hell yes, she should. Why? Because if I was in her shoes and somebody's life is on the line and they are rushing you to review 6.5 million pages of documents, aka 51 terabytes of information, and they want you to be ready by summer of 2025, good luck. Because I believe that most attorneys want to do what's right. I believe that most attorneys are going to fight hard as they are required to do so for their people who they are being paid to protect legally. Especially when somebody's life is on the line. So we understand that one of the questions that jurors are asked during the selection process is, are you familiar with the area? Why does this matter? because I'm of the opinion that it's going to be very difficult to find people in Leda County that are unfamiliar with this case. Yes, it is possible that somebody is so disconnected and so unplugged from the world. Even here in Chicago, I run into people who have not heard of massive news. So it's possible, but this case has garnered so much attention that it's going to be extremely difficult. And even if they find potential jurors who have not heard of the case, this question of them, are you familiar with the area, is so important. Why? Because we understand what implicit bias is. What does that mean? Implicit bias. If you are familiar with an area, although you may have no idea of what took place there, and I were to mention the University of Idaho or Frat Row, and a potential juror knows the spot, he is very likely to be overly protective of areas he or she is familiar with. Why? Because this is human nature. So, potential juror could say, well, I am familiar with the area. Therefore, I would never want anything horrible to happen to another student in that area. So, you cannot just remove implicit bias. This is why it is implicit. It is inside of us. It is within us. It is part of us. So, jurors selected from the area are very likely to be biased. And when you are defending somebody for their life, you want to ameliorate all potential issues. So I am hoping that Kohberger gets to shift to a different venue, to potentially have the chance of a fair trial. And even then, his odds are not that great, because we understand that very early on, the media, massive news channels bringing in lots of revenue, changed stories, just outright lied. Some of them twisted the truth. So, a change of venue should be approved by judge, in my opinion. Not doing so is only going to hinder his right to a fair trial. Now, some people might say it doesn't matter because it's going on 3 years. It's going on 3 years. November of this year will be 3 years. So it will be 3 years in 2025, right? Nonetheless, we can't, as Americans, give the state what they want. Okay, this is Idaho versus Kohberger. And I have heard the prosecutor say it is unfair to the families, to the people of Moscow, to change the venue. We're not here to appease the state. We are here to give humans, give Americans the right to a fair trial. So again, remember that when we are looking at this. It is not for us to appease the state. It is for us to make sure humans, aka Kohberger, whose life is on the line, potentially, gets a fair trial. Let me know down in the comments, what do you think? Do you think it will make a difference, or do you think he's done for anyway? I'm unsure, but I'm of the opinion that we should do everything possible to get him a fair trial. Some people have said it doesn't matter. This case is old. People have forgotten the victims, what took place. Too many students, new students in and out of Moscow. They won't be biased. But we can't be sure, right? So, keeping my fingers crossed that this mess gets shifted to another location. Because again, if we were in the shoes of Ann Taylor, wouldn't you want that for your person? Wouldn't you want everything to be as fair as possible? That is your duty. I am actually wondering why she took so long to do this. And I don't think it's going to get approved by Judge. I maybe have lost hope in this way. Partially because there are too many family members, too many people that knew the victims, too many local ties. It's going to be extremely difficult to shift this case. But the look at the bright side part of me says maybe, just maybe, Moscow finally has realized that all eyes are on them. We are watching you very closely. So, do what's right. And we will see what happens. Yes, I see my light died. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Give it a thumbs down if you don't like it. Leave a comment. Again, 8 days of me not being able to upload. Had no idea what was going on. Was blocked, banned, something. And now, no issues. So you leaving a comment, even if it's a bad one or a good one or a random one, does boost the algorithm. Remember, this is important stuff we are talking about. So let me know what you think. And if you have tried Ivan Chai, let me know in the comments. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, a good evening. I am getting ready here to go to my second shift job. So stay safe. And just a reminder, as somebody myself who has a degree, 2 degrees in psychology, I've seen a lot of people become obsessed over this case, myself included. But if it's becoming an unhealthy obsession to the point where you are anxious, you are stressed, you are unable to sleep, you can't eat, you need to take a step back, get off social media so that you can avoid hearing anything about this. You come first. You have to fill your cup first. If you're not healthy physically and mentally and emotionally, we can't do much for other people. So some of you guys have asked me in the comments or privately how I manage to work 2 jobs and still be energized, and how I manage on top of that to make YouTube videos. For me, it's about doing good work, beneficial work, at least in my mind, right? It matters to me, but also making sure that I am taken care of, that my cup is full, because I have had a tendency decades ago to push myself very hard to the point of exhaustion, to the point of hospitalization, to the point of physical illness. So I learned that I come first. Therefore, you come first. And that way, we can all help each other and help other people. So make sure to drink some tea and let me know, what do you think? Should we change venues? Should we not? Is it gonna benefit Mr. Kohberger? Is it not? Will it make a difference? You guys have a good night.